Ho, 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 ho. Sweated to the truth, nothing but the truth. Put my hands on the Bible, y'all point me to the booth. Sweated to the truth.
Yo, what's going on with it, ladies and gentlemen and ladies? So I got a good one for us today. So Myron from the Fresh and Fit podcast, who everybody knows as Fit, is now going on college campuses, and um, I'm assuming he's debating people with his philosophies, or he's talking with people about, um, they talk about finances and things like relationships and things like that, and, things that men should have before they go into dating, and things that they require or advise men to do um, before they go into dating and things of that nature. And a lot of that is false. Is first and foremost, and that's he gets addressed by a guy who used to follow his podcast. The man said he's heard almost every one of the episodes, and he took their dating device, and it was bad. It was bad for him, for one, because Fit, I'm gonna just put it out there, is a false prophet, first and foremost. Of course, he doesn't proclaim to be a prophet, but I'm saying it because the message that he puts out there, he's lying. He's lying to men, and a lot of men are following this because a lot of men need relationship advice. A lot of men didn't have fathers coming up, so they don't necessarily know how to treat or view or look at women or whatever the case might be. But nonetheless, I can sit up here and say that what that man be spewing for show is a definite lie. But before we get into the video, like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way, you know anytime I go live or I make a video. But without further ado, bro, let's do this, man.
The reason I asked that is I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well,
Let them astray. Let them astray. Keep that in mind, bro. Let them astray. Because I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. So the philosophy that Myron or Fit puts out, and I'm gonna try to kind of summarize it. But he basically says that, coming out of high school, a lot of women already have experience when it comes to dating guys, because, well, my philosophy is that it's easy for women to get sex because men are always looking to get off, and so it doesn't particularly matter to men how you look. They're not now. That's not always the case, but I always say a big overweight woman can get sex more than a big overweight guy. Um, Now, his philosophy with that, let's take what I just said and mesh it to with what he said, is that men are already looking at women like when they're younger and things like that, and so it's easy for women to already have experience in relationships when they come out. So it's easy for them to get over on a guy who hasn't been into relationships. So what he says, or what he proposes, or what he suggests, is that, guys, before you get into anything serious, you go out and have as many flings, at least. But he gives a specific number. He said you go out and have sex with at least 50 different women, and you date all of them at the same time. So that way you can know. That way you can know what you do and what you don't like. And of course, we know if we're biblically led, but even more so than that, if you just got common sense, you know that there is a big problem, a huge problem with that. But as the guy said, led him astray. And so let's hear what he has to say.
well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did, and it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
There it goes right there. There it goes right there. He led him astray. He was listening to him. Again, I don't know if he had a father figure in his life. I don't know his father. If he did, I don't know if his father sat him down and talked to him about women and how they operate, or how to even how he should view women, how he should view dating or whatnot. But nonetheless, after going through a hard time, after warring with flesh, um, after sinning against self, because that's what the Bible says. When we go out and we become sexually immoral, we sin against our own body. So after doing all of these things, he ended up getting into his word, listening to Jesus Christ and what Jesus Christ has to say about relationships and what Jesus Christ has to say about sex, and how that did a total restoration for him um and his life.
Now, now I'm happily married. Happily married. I have I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt.
Congratulations. That's good. That's really
Thank
good.
you, thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not.
As I said, bro, false prophet, false prophet, false teacher, at least. The man is spewing out nonsense, as he said, leading.
Yo, new season, new colors, new merch, new swag. Go over to Imago Day Apparel shop and get in your bag with our latest gear. I promise you won't be disappointed. Rep the kingdom, I rock in his image. Every order and purchase goes into helping me bring you better content. And so every order and purchase is greatly appreciated. We thank you for the support, and as always, peace and love.
People away from morality. The thing that I always propose and tell men is that it's not it's not the people that you deal with in terms of before getting serious in a relationship that's going to help you find that partner. It just doesn't work like that. As they always say, you want to be able to test drive the car before you are able to buy it. Well, that's just false. You still have to sign some papers before you take that car off the lot. Meaning you have to come into some type of contract, right? Or when it comes to marriage covenant, before you become one with this vehicle or with this woman or with this man. So I always tell people, men specifically, but women, this goes for you too, that if you want the right partner, then you should get your life right with Christ. Because what God will do, first and foremost, is help you weed out those who aren't good for you, and he will show you those who are good for you, specifically speaking and saying the women who are seeking God just like you are. You can never go wrong with God in your relationship. Someone who's truly seeking God. Whenever you have God at the forefront of your relationship, at the forefront of your marriage, things aren't going to be perfect, but you're going to seek out God's guidance and wisdom on all matters and all things. So any complications or whatever that comes up in the marriage, because you're seeking out the wisdom and the wisdom of God that's going to help you and your spouse get through whatever it is that you're dealing with. And even in the courting phase of it, your mindset isn't on uh sex, or isn't on material things, or isn't on what these false podcasters coming and saying, and things that they're telling you to do. Your mind is on the things of God, and keeping it very simple. You know what I'm saying? Um, is she or he too flashy? Are they too materialistic? Are they too, you begin to start noticing, the things that actually matters, because the truth is, what's in the heart is going to be exposed. And so eventually, if these people are about the things of the world and they haven't changed along the process, or not willing to change, then then just because you get married doesn't mean that they're going to change. Then it's only going to grow worse. It's only going to get bigger. So what I always say, the best advice that I can give, because it worked for me, is to get a relationship with Christ. Know Christ for yourself. That way God can tell you what to seek after. And again, if you are someone after God's own heart, then he will give you someone after, he will send you your way, someone after his own heart as well. And you can never go wrong with God being at the forefront of your relationships.
Not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable.
Don't matter if you was a dime or 8 or 9 or anything under. You made in the image of God, just keep that in mind when they want your number.
And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? The reason I ask that is I've watched.
Yeah, man, for sure, bro. And Myron's response was crazy. If you actually go and watch the whole video, Myron labeled the video ungrateful hater. He called the man an ungrateful hater. And I was like, wow. So he's basically saying that the advice that he gave him doing that advice helped him find his wife. And I like what the man said, and I'm going deeper into the video because I didn't play the whole thing, because all this copyright stuff and all that. But the man basically told Myron, bro, I don't get my wisdom. I didn't get my wisdom from you. I got my wisdom from God. Like, if I continue going down the path that you told me to go down, then it would have only ended up worse for me. And bro, I don't think people realize, like, a lot of these podcasts, especially like people like Fresh and Fitted, I'm not looking to down nobody, bro. I'm just putting the truth out there because I understand like we as people, we can be sheep, and we see people in these high positions and we want to be where they are. But we have to be willing to ask ourselves, what is it that these people are actually worshiping? A lot of these podcasts, they worship men or they worship women. Like, they make you go through all these loopholes in order to find the perfect woman or the perfect man. And that's never going to be the case, bro. These expectations that they set or that they expect you to set, bro, all of it is false. It's false reality. It's false standards. It's like reality shows, right? Reality shows aren't really real. You know what I'm saying? It's false expectations, and that's what it is that they put on people who listen to these things. They put on these burdens where people are like, man, I gotta get this, and I gotta get this set in order, and I gotta get that set in order. And the whole time, what if you don't ever get that stuff set in order? Then what are you not worthy? Are you not worthy of the things that God said that you can have because you don't have 6 months of savings set behind a good, you know what I'm saying? All of these things that people say, and it's not just him, because there's many other people out there that do this stuff. But what they truly worship is men or women how to have the hottest wife, bro. None of that stuff matters, because your hottest women out there have slept with every Tom, Jim, and Harry in every state. You know what I'm saying? So who wants that? Yo, man, let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace, love. We out.
100, 100, 100, that's all I know. Ain't taking a dime off. We working, and that for sure. Ain't taking no time off. We serving, deliver hope. Forget all that crime talk. 100, 100, 100, that's all I go. Yeah, that be what I'm